Hello traders, hello everyone, my name is Gregor and welcome to our new episode of Surfing the Elliott Waves, where I will look at some of the most interesting developments for this week. This video has been brought to you by Orbex. I will cover Aussie dollar, Euro, Aussie, S&P 500, dollar yen and crude oil. Now on Aussie dollar last week, I have mentioned that we are in a fifth wave rise of this impulse from those March lows, meaning that we were expecting a correction. A move into a corrective retracement was also expected based on what was going on stocks. We have seen the S&P 500 moving into very nice gap resistance back from March 09, which now looks to be filled and is already making a bearish reversal. So a risk-off mode means that Aussie dollar will also come to the downside. Now, if we are stepping into a correction here on Aussie dollar, then you know that we have to see minimum 3 waves of decline before uptrade may resume higher. So it's always 5 step in front, then you have 3 steps back, and so on. So I'm thinking that we are now still only in wave A, that we'll see bounce for wave B, and then maybe wave C could come down to 6250, where would be ideal support for this retracement. At the same time, till this correction will unfold, which obviously has room for more downside, we can expect that dollar Chinese yuan will continue to rise. We have been tracking this one for a while, and so far we have seen a very nice bounce to the upside, clearly a strong impulse on a smaller degree time frames, meaning that this pair is most likely headed above these March 19 highs. So when this market continues to rise, we may experience more Aussie dollar weakness. At the same time, as I said, it's important to see what is going on the stock market. Looking at the S&P 500 here on the 4-hour chart, you can clearly see that the market is actually turning down below this trend line support. Okay, and this broken trend line suggests that this 5-wave rise is completed at this March 09 gap, as I mentioned. And if that's the case, then a new 3-wave of retracement is now in play. So before new stage higher can resume on stocks, we have to wait on a 3-wave setback. Very interesting support is here at 2670, but maybe much more important could be at this gap here from start of April around 61.8%. Okay, so when this market completes a correction, that's when Aussie dollar will be expected to rise as well. Okay, now let's take a look also on the Euro Aussie. Okay, now Euro Aussie is coming nicely to the upside. It came down from the up from this downward channel. This break indicates that we are stepping into wave 4, so it's actually the same thing like with Aussie dollar, but just inverted chart. I mean, we are looking on Aussie dollar for an ABC decline. Here we are expecting ABC rise into wave 4, which can even be headed towards 1.74, while the risk assets are coming to the downside. Now let's take a look on dollar yen and crude oil. Now dollar yen has from its own perspective, has a very nice clear wave count. In my opinion, it has seen a very strong bounce here in March, but since then we have seen very sharp fall in the first leg, but now very slow price action. I really like how this personality is looking at the moment, because whenever you see in the first leg, wave A, very sharp move, then you can expect that bears will actually starting to slowing down in a wave C in a third leg of decline. Okay, so actually when you see wave C slowing down, it means that sooner or later, whenever this momentum and volume will pick up, actually the strong move will occur in the opposite direction. It's completely the opposite. Whenever you see in a wave 3, you would expect much sharper, much clearer directional move in a wave 3, but that's not the case at the moment from this wave B swing high. So in my opinion, this perfectly looks like a wave C, but still there is room for 105, 105.50 before this market could really recover. Ideally, we will see this 105.00 level tested, and then a 5-wave rise on smaller degree time frame charts, which will actually be confirmation that we are turning back to bullish mode. I really like this one at the moment, and I will definitely have a close eye in the rest of the week. Okay, and now finally the crude oil. And now crude oil, as you know, is turning to the upside, but again, if we will see stocks coming to the downside, which in my opinion is already happening, then crude oil may also face the limited upside. What we are seeing from the lows is actually an ABC rise, right? Wave C is still not showing enough of evidences to say the top is in place, but if we are starting to see a drop below this first swing support here, around $1640 per barrel, and you see a daily close below this level, then I really would not be surprised to see more damage in days ahead, meaning that commodity currencies could really stay under pressure, especially Mexican peso and Canadian dollar. Viewers, thank you very much for your attention. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Talk to you next week. Bye.